the show. That's not cool. That's
Did
not cool.
I? It doesn't
Did you?
sound. I mean, it
You've
doesn't
done
sound
that
like
like
something I
12
wouldn't
times.
do. So I
Yeah,
mean, you're
you've done that
right. I probably have. I don't remember
535
any time, but
episodes.
yeah, I probably have.
I'm pretty sure you've done it like 12 times at least. All right, so we should be
I mean,
live.
I am not in a position to debate you on that because I have no fucking idea. It
Fair
sounds
enough.
like me, so I can't deny it.
I'm just saying. Pretty sure it's something you've done more than once or twice. Okay,
Well, play with
let's
my
see.
nipples in general. You're not wrong.
On
On the
camera.
show. on this camera.
No.
And now I'm debuting my OnlyFans. Feet
Here we
pick
go.
only
Okay.
from Willie. Willie feet picks.
Oh, and I had to hear it twice because it just echoed on the YouTube channel. All right. We are live on YouTube. We are live on StreamYard. We are live with All Things Good and Nerdy, episode 535. And today it's just me, your host, Anthony Bachman. We are once again Chrisless because work sucks. And today I also have with me Willie D. Nelson.
A semi-clean face, Willie.
I
got tired. I got tired of the beard on the sides. And this goatee was about down to here-ish.
Yeah.
So
now it's just like a little hedge, a little scruff patch.
Yeah, I let it grow until I get tired of it. When I get tired of it, it goes, man. That's how it goes.
I mean,
listen,
yeah,
I'm the personification of the dude.
Pretty sure that's Jeff Daniels.
You know, the Duderino, if you're not too into the one's definitely Roboti.
Yeah, really Roboti. Yeah, don't know what's going on. Nothing's working today.
There you go. You're back. How Roboti was I there?
Turned off. Yeah, you went Roboti.
Now
too.
my question
I don't know
is,
I have everything turned off that I can turn off except for the internet.
Yeah. Now my question is, on the actual stream that's actually going out, which one of us is actually being Roboti, or is it both at the same time? Like, sure. Let's figure this out. We are the top peak of quality, everybody.
Yeah.
You want to know about my quality? Grade A sirloin beef, baby. I don't even know.
All things technical difficulties. Yeah. All things technical difficulties. That's what we're here for.
Kobayaki? Is that a thing?
Called Kobe beef, yeah.
My brain is not here today. I don't know where it went. It might be in Georgia, of all places. Why in Georgia? I don't know, man.
Because Georgia's on your mind?
No, my mind is in Georgia.
Yeah, but your mind's in Georgia because Georgia's on your mind. Yeah.
Oh, God. I hope that chick George is not on my mind. She's a little weird. I don't know what she got.
Oh, whoa. I don't know what she got. Damn.
I mean, just like ODB. You know, he's cool. He's ODB, but you know he got something.
Oh, yeah, he was the old dirty bastard for a reason.
Why am I doing a reference to an ICP song?
That's an ICP reference? Are you talking about a Wu-Tang member?
Yeah. There was a listen. I used to listen to ICP, not enough to be like saying, yeah, I'm a juggler. I never really considered myself a juggler. There's some songs I enjoy. Like there's some songs are just catchy, man. You can't help what your
brain
likes.
They have some good lyrics. I had 5 or 6 ICP. I had 5 or 6 ICP albums when I was in the Navy.
Yeah, it takes 3 little piggies to make a piggy pie. I know. But there was one line. It was something like I don't want to fuck with. I think it was Carmen Electra or something because wasn't her and Old Dirty or something together for a bit or something like that. And then the line was like, I don't want to be with her or something because ODB got something. I know. It's like that was just the line.
Fair enough.
And that stuck in my head. I don't remember anything else around it. What song it even is.
But as I said, we are Chrisless this week. We're going to try to do a quick episode, get us in and out of here. So I'm just going to say we jump right to it and just get to the news of the week, and I'll hit the sad shit first and get it over with.
Yeah, fuck foreplay. We don't do foreplay here. You ain't getting no foreplay. You ain't getting your nipples twisted. You going straight to the ram.
Straight to the business.
The ram jam. That's our news of the week. The Ram Jam. Get ready.
I have to follow that with a rest in peace story. You're talking about the Ram Jam.
The Ram Jam. Just like
there
the
was
wrestler,
some...
the Ram Jam.
All right. There was some sad news today for some people, especially Harry Potter fans. We woke up to find out that Michael Gambon has passed. For those that don't recognize the name, he was the second actor to take over the role of Dumbledore in the Harry Potter films. He did movies 3 through 8 after Richard Harris passed away after doing the first 2 films. Let's see, he was 82. He it was a bout with pneumonia, died in the hospital with his family around him. So, like, they had time, his family was there, like, no one wants to die, but not the worst situation. Like, he was 82, not really a spry chicken anymore. But, the guy had apparently 150 TV or film credits. So, like, this is a dude that's been working in theater, television, movies for a long damn time. But then, was, became a part of a lot of people's childhoods playing, possibly, the most powerful wizard in the world in 6 movies in a row.
Wow, during a most powerful. Then where was he during the Dumbledore or during the Voldemort fight? Where was he? I don't remember. He was probably locked up somewhere. I don't remember shit.
No, that was a video that a lot of people showed today on Twitter. It was him fighting Voldemort at the Ministry of Magic. That's when Voldemort runs away because he's a little bitch.
Well, I meant like in the very final one. That's all I was. I think he was like locked. I don't remember the plot to it. So
he was dead. He was dead.
Oh, that's
he's dead by the final battle.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Snape has to kill him to get the ultimate wand so that Voldemort can't have it, because you can't just take it from someone. You have to kill them to get it. Yeah, so like it was all a setup. It was all a setup. Yeah, so
okay, you're clicking things in me because Harry Potter, like I skipped half that part 1 of Deathly Hallows because I didn't care about the little fight in the woods during the camping trip, and I was checked out like by 30 minutes. I was like, no.
I read the books. I was afraid when that movie came out. I'm like, this movie's not going to have a 45-minute camping sequence, is it? Because we had 300 pages of camping in that book once she no longer had an editor. I'm the most famous writer in the world. I don't get edited anymore. I can just drone on and on and on. And yeah, the Deathly Hallows should have been about 400 pages shorter, and it would have been the same story. Like, it was ridiculous. But
yeah, let's have Ron get jealous of these two, like having something. Like, Ron, it's worse than this because he's after your sister. It's worse than you think, Ron. You should be angry, but not for different reasons.
Yeah, but so there was a bunch of tweets set up today, a bunch of the actors, people involved in Harry Potter, a bunch of people that worked with him over the years. I was telling Willie in the pre-show, the one that I thought was the coolest was Jared Harris, the son of Richard Harris, the original Dumbledore. His tweet was hilarious, a brilliant actor. I saw him on stage several times, and he lives unforgettably in my memory. He took over Dumbledore from my father, which was fitting, as he overtook Brando as my father's favorite actor. So the guy that played the original Dumbledore thought that Michael Gambon was like the best actor in the world. So not a bad guy to come in, take your spot once you pass. So, and yeah, it was attached to a video with him on was it John Pitchford? It was an interview, and he talked about how he hated interviews, and so he would just lie. And it's a great thing, a great little video. He talked about like saying that he was in the National Ballet and he fell off the stage and fell into a drum. And and he made some joke about how he didn't have problems playing a character that was homosexual in a movie that he was in because he was homosexual at one time, and the gentleman that was interviewing him didn't realize it was a joke and asked him why he stopped, and he said because it made his eyes water.
Man, that fake story sounds really close to the real story, how I was conceived. I was told it multiple times growing.
Weird. But yeah, so if you see a bunch of tweets and Instagram posts and stuff today, rip Michael Gambon, and a whole bunch of people are sharing the video from, I don't know which movie it's from, but the Harry Potter universe Twitter put up the one where Dumbledore says happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if only one remembers to turn on the light, and then he like moves his hand and the candle like lights up. So it's kind of a nice sentiment to think about. As a gentleman passes, we lose another actor. And I was thinking about it too earlier, like from looking at just deceased Harry Potter characters with that franchise lasting as long as it did, and them starting with a lot of, older actors and actresses. Like, so far they lost Alan Rickman as Snape. We lost Richard Griffiths, who was the Dursley father. Michael Gambon, Richard Harris, both of the Dumbledores. Let's see, Paul Ritter was in there. He died. Robbie Coltrane, who was Hagrid, he died. Helen McCrory, Robert Knox, Leslie Phillips, like that is a cast that like has been hit hard for movies that just finished a couple, like it wasn't that long ago. Like the 8th Harry Potter film, was a couple years ago, but it wasn't that long ago. Like they've lost a lot of people in that cast. It's kind of sad.
It's kind of the curse of Hogwarts. It's starting to sound like.
I think part of it was just a lot of them. I mean, at least the Dumbledore actors. You had elderly statesman actors. And it's funny too because like some of the ones that you think about in those movies, some of the other actors are up there in age too, and some of them are just doing just fine. So I mean, fingers crossed that like the Harry Potter cast doesn't just start dwindling very fast because some of them are pretty old, but
I think the first Harry Potter movie came out over 20 years ago, right?
Yeah. The first one was over 20 years ago. So I mean, they've been playing those characters like, and they brought life to a lot of characters that were on screen for a long time. But it's sad to see another great actor go, but it's cool to know that like he's well remembered. He seemed to be a fantastic, hilarious guy, and everybody loved him. And it's always nice when it's sad when we don't see the outpouring until somebody dies. But when you do see the outpouring and it's all good stuff, that's always the best part. Like where it's like, oh, here's like this story you never heard about this actor and something that they did for a young actor, or here's the story you never heard about this person and something they did to help somebody else, improve their life. So hearing all of those stories is always great. But yeah, it's just sad we lost the second Dumbledore. So Jude Law's the only one left. We got 3 Dumbledores, and one of them was the young Dumbledore. So yeah, Richard Harris is gone. Now Michael Gambon is gone. I hope Jude Law's taking care of himself because we're down to we only got 1 Dumbledore left out of the 3. But yeah, so I just had the sad news of the week. we lost a great elderly actor, but at least like I said, he was in a hospital surrounded by his family, so there are much worse ways to go. Like he wasn't alone; he had people with him. So not the worst way to go. What did you have for your news of the week, Willie?
So, a new trailer popped up for one of my, for one of the greatest game series known to man currently that is still ongoing. If you have not played any of the Yakuza / Like a Dragon games or any of their spin-offs, you are living life wrong.
I'm still getting through Uncharted.
You know what? That is more than fair because that's also a great series with an amazing story. And especially, how far into 3 are you?
Just like half an hour into it. Like I just barely started it.
Okay, that's all right. That's good. But like I said, the Yakuza Like a Dragon / Like a Dragon series are some of the most amazing games that have just caught me in the past 2-ish. Almost 3 years. Yeah, just about 3 years. I think it started Yakuza Kiwami 1 in about like December of 2019, I want to say. And then ever since then, I finally ran through all of them. I'm about halfway through my first spin-off one, just over halfway. And these games, just so much to do. When you hit Yakuza 5, if you're going in order of them like I did, like Yakuza 5 is a meaty game. I spent over 100 hours on a beat 'em up game.
Damn.
On a beat 'em up game. Doing all the side stuff I could do. Because 5 is like the meatiest one, too. There's so much in there. There's so much. Like, it is ridiculous that you get that one game in a pack. That's the only way to buy it, I think, now is you have to buy it in like the Yakuza collection, which is Yakuza 3, 4, and 5. Because when 5 came out, it wasn't actually released in America. It was Japan only because...
Oh, okay.
Because after 5, they made Yakuza 0, and that actually did come out, and that relit the flames. That's where everyone's like, "What? What is this?" And then everyone flocked to it, and they were like, "Where's Yakuza 5? I need to play Yakuza 5." And that's when they released the collection afterward with 3, 4, and 5.
So the only way to get in America is you have to buy it in a pack with 3, 4, and 5.
As far as I know, I don't know if you can buy them individually by the title. You might can. I don't know. I have to go in, but I think they're only digital. I think there is a collection and a disc of it. But man, I bought it all digitally, man, and I got them when they were on sale, man. They kept popping up like, oh, they're on sale, and that's going to be a future one, and it's only $5 for 3 games. I'll take it. I think it was $15 for that one. All the other ones went on sale for like $5 each at some point in time when I'm just looking on the store, like, oh, $5 for the next game that I'm going to be getting here in a bit instead of 20. Okay. But yeah, the new trailer for it came out, and it looks like you could do a lot of things in it. They have come out and said it. I might have said in previous cast from previous weeks, but they are actually taking place in Hawaii now. For the first time ever in the series, we're actually leaving Japan, and we're hitting Hawaii. Don't know why yet, the story. You just know that from the first trailer they showed a while back, Ichiban, the main character of Like a Dragon, or Yakuza Like a Dragon, which is the 7th in the main series, he just wakes up and he's nude on a beach, and people are speaking English. We didn't know, like, we could assume it was like Hawaii, could have been California, wasn't sure, but now they've said it's Hawaii. So yeah, he just wakes up nude. Like, of course, a bunch of funny things are covering up his private parts, if you will, as in like he just stands up. There's like a wide off thing where you're seeing him from across the beach, and there's like a little hermit crab like close up that just moves with him as he walks over.
Nice.
They do like special things. He didn't even notice he's nude, so he's like, oh, he covers up. It is hilarious.
Sounds a little like something I'll mention in what I'm into. A show that started like that.
Yeah, but there's new classes, like job classes that you can do in this game, just like, you know, in other RPGs, job classes that you can swap to, kind of like Final Fantasy X, where you have the dress spheres. Final Fantasy, I want to say 5 or was it the one where you can like change jobs to be like, you know, anything you want, you know, get levels and everything and come back to it. Yeah, it's a whole job system. Like the last one also did it. There's new ones in here with like some Hawaii-based things, like a pyromancer, where you get like, you know, those fire dancers.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some new things like that, which looks super entertaining. Looks like there's some more mini games, like surfing is part of one. Whoa. Karaoke is, of course, back because you can't have a Yakuza game without karaoke. And now pound mates are back. Pound mates are like the summons. Like you pull out your phone and you go to the Pound Mates app and you call up some help to come help you out in this fight. Pound Mates to come help you pound these people.
All right.
There's lots of innuendo in these games, which part of why I like it.
That does not surprise me.
I mean, but it's all in good fun. They're just called Pound Mates because they pound them into the ground. Come on, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're bringing some of those back, and they're bringing some classic characters back for as summons that you could do in fights, because this is, of course, turn-based, fully turn-based. It looks like you can go swimming. You could definitely do like a DoorDash, like a biking DoorDash type of mini game, and it looks like it's definitely points-based. That looks like it's gonna be tricky. Food? Yeah, because the last game when you in the story, you like woke up in like the trash in this hobo camp in this whole other ass city. So it was a brand new city to the game series. And part of that, up to this one guy who who tells you a mini game to get a bunch of cans to get money. So I'm assuming it's like a similar thing to that.
Okay.
It's a way to get money, and it's another mini game to add in, because there's lots of mini games in all these. Hell, there's a full.
There's always got to be a way to make. There's got to be a way. There always has to be a way to like get your money started, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. There's also full arcades. You can go to an arcade and play like Virtual Fighter. Hell, and the one I'm playing right now has Virtual Fighter 5, the full arcade Virtual Fighter 5, Virtual Fighter 2, Outrun, the old Outrun, some 1997 Sega-based like motorcycle futuristic racing game. I can't remember the name of it. That's all. Space Harrier, because Sega also did Space Harrier. There's so many. Fantasy Zone, if you remember that one from a long time ago. I remember renting that back on the original Nintendo. But this is the arcade.
So you have like full on Sega arcades inside of a Sega game.
Yep.
Nice.
No, and the selections, there, but they are the full on like arcade versions, not like any of the home releases or stuff. Like if you pop into Virtual Fighter 5, you're not going to get the console release with all the menus of like versus arcade. stuff
you're
like that.
just
Practice.
getting the arcade
You're
version.
just getting arcade. Like it starts up, you press a button to put in a coin and everything,
All
and it
right.
starts it up. And as soon as you do that, boom, you're in character select. That's it.
Nice.
But like I said, the other previous ones had different arcade games. I think starting with the fourth game or fifth one, I can't remember. Starting with one of those, they all have like arcades that you can go into, and that's just fun. That's just some good fun, man. I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, this game looks there's so much to do. It looks like you can jump in the ocean anytime. This one of the arcade games in this one is the old Sega Bass Pro Fishing. They brought that back. That's one of them they said in the trailer. Because why not?
Pro fishing? What the hell?
Yeah, the old arcade game from Sega. Why not? Yeah, so these games are
when you own it, yeah.
And just like the last one in the mainline series, the Yakuza Like a Dragon, which is once again the seventh one, they're changing the titles. That's why I feel like I have to say that, because this one is now, because they're going forward just calling them Like a Dragon, which is what it translates to from the Japanese, what they always been called in Japan. They've always been called Like a Dragon, translated. It's also the name of the studio, Ryogatu. I know I'm pronouncing that last word so bad. I can't remember how to pronounce it, but yeah. So Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. Kiryu, the main character of Yakuza 0 through 6. He's coming back. He made an appearance in the last one. He wasn't playable a character. He's a playable character in this one. And the last game, just like this one, is turn-based. It's a turn-based RPG. In this one, Kiryu apparently has the ability for like a short amount of time to go back, like in the old games, and make it real time for only himself and start just beating up on everyone for a short amount of time. Like, I guess just like the old beat 'em up games. Yeah, I'm assuming it's the similar button combinations. They didn't show much of it, but they just said that you could do that. I guess that's like an ability he has. Like you have to spend MP or something to go do that, I'm assuming.
So when is this one coming out?
This one's coming out January 24th. Hold on a second. Release date. January 26th, 2024. So just coming January. And I do believe the actual the latest spin-off game, which would be Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name.
That title's too long.
Which pretty much explains how Kiryu went from the end of Yakuza 6 to Yakuza 7. It's supposed to explain that. I think that actually just came out. Like a Dragon Gaiden. I think that just came out this week. No, it comes out November 9th. I'm wrong. I thought it was at the end of September. No, it comes out November 9th. That is the next in the spinoff. So we're getting spoiled by Yakuza games. Or I know I keep calling them Yakuza games. I think that's just easier for people because you guys need to get on the series, man. Like that's what all the old ones are called. But Like a Dragon, get on these. You are not going to be disappointed. There's so much to do. Start with Yakuza 0. It is one of the best ones, but you're not going to be disappointed in any ones that come out after it. Like even me going back, like I always say, old games are old. I went back to the PS3 Yakuza 3. It was remastered for the PS4, but it was still Yakuza 3 on the PS3. The way it still played, like the way the controls still worked and it felt as it was on it.
It functioned like a PS3 game.
A little bit stiffer than the newer ones, of course.
Yeah.
But I even had a ball with that. There are things people I saw complain about that game before I started it. And I started the game. I was like, these people are fucking stupid because this is my favorite part of this game. People complain about the little orphans that you're in charge of in the third game. And like, oh, you always got to deal with their problems and their stupid problems. I'm like, shut up. These are my favorite parts. I love helping these kids. These kids are fucking great. Some of the best part of the story parts is helping those kids. And I don't know what people are complaining about. The one
don't
thing
they know like fantasy
right
stories run well on orphans?
Pretty much. I mean, it kind of gets to like a wolf and cub type of scenario because you're a semi-adoptive daughter. I don't know did you ever put out paperwork to adopt her? I don't know. Are you just holding on to her and the government's not asking questions? I don't know.
So he just keeps the kid.
Not the point. Well, in the story of the very first game, it is the daughter of his first love before he went into prison for something he didn't do, but he knowingly went into took the blame for it to protect his best friend and brother. not literal brother, but like Aniki, which translates to like, brother in arms or something like that. To that same effect, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I don't know what it directly translates to, but for my contextual clues, it sounds like, Aniki, like you're my brother in arms, like you're my brother, but not, you're my best buddy,
Yeah.
something like that. Something
Okay.
similar to that, that thing. And yeah, man. The thing people can complain about Yakuza 3 is that when people start calling it Blockuza 3, because lots of the bad guys just block. Even the normal guys just like block, 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 block. There's no chip damage. But
Yeah,
once again, that's just Yakuza 3.
That can get annoying.
This whole series is great, and I seriously, like, start with Yakuza 0. From the very moment that opening video starts playing with the guitar just like wow, just starts up, it's like, oh, where are you going with this? And then when you finally get to the story part where you get to play as Goro Majima for the first time, you're like, oh, that's how we're doing this. Okay, yeah, I'm in. Like, as soon as you find about the Lord of the Night, like, that's when you find out the nightlife. I forget what they called it. Is it Lord of the Night Champion?
The Lord of the Night?
Yeah, because he runs this awesome cabaret club that is the most poppin' one in the city, and so he's like the Lord of the nightlife. Like like the clubs and stuff. He's the one who's like runs the best one.
Okay.
He's just the manager. He doesn't own it. He just runs it, and he's very wide known of like getting customers to be chill. And you see that in the very first. Yeah, you also see someone like Han actually going in to a hostess and full on groping them without their permission. And he puts a stop to it.
All right. Well, that's
Goro
good.
Majima puts a stop to it in a classy way, in a way that you were not expecting. 100%.
All right.
So yeah, the Yakuza series, like seriously, start with Yakuza 0. Or start with Yakuza Like a Dragon, the 7th one. You can start with that one too. That one's a good jumping on point, even though it's the 7th one. All new protagonists, all new story, some returning things, but not necessary for you to really. It's not going to make the story worse if you don't know what they are and how they like from earlier. It's not really. They let you know what you need to know in the game.
Yeah. I'm about to check.
Start with either. Yeah.
I know a couple of them were on the PlayStation Plus, like Essentials. Like I have them in my library. I can't remember which ones though.
I think that should be Yakuza 0, Kiwami 1, which is a remake of the very first one, Kiwami 2. I'm sure you can figure out which that's a remake of. And then I think also 6. I think maybe 7 too. 7 was free for PS. No, I just bought that shit. That's right. I think it was free for PS Plus after I had already bought it though. For like one of the monthly games, not like the mid-tier or premium. And I think for premium, because they're technically older games for the PS3, even though the collection they released was made for the PS4, you can reword that all you want, Sony. You're fucking that up. I am not a fanboy. You're fucking up. Those games were re-released. Those are the PS4 versions, even though they are still like the PS3 versions. That collection is you can take the disc from the store, put it in your PS4, it plays. But no, you have to have premium because technically they're from the PS3. They're from the PS3, which makes no sense because those are playable on PS4s. It's a whole thing. That's weird, but it's because of the collection, and also Yakuza 3, 4, and 5. They all came out on the PS3. Just to let you know for the time span.
Okay.
Yeah. But so did 0, Kiwami 1, and Kiwami 2. They all came out for the no, wait. Oh, yeah. Just Kiwami 1 and 0. Kiwami 2 came out technically for the PS4 along with 6. Or after 6. It's confusing. I know. I saw you doing the whole math thing, all the equations floating in, just like fucking Zach Galifianakis.
It's not quite Xbox names, but yeah, there's some confusion there.
Oh, I get what you mean. The naming convention.
Yeah, the name.
Well, I mean, they're all numbered. They don't have subtitles till 6. Yeah. Well, Kiwami, because it's technically a remake. It's not the very first one.
Well, plus it's kind of expected when you're going from something that's a Japanese game, name something, and then it gets converted to English. Like all that stuff's always a little off. Like that, at least there's a reason for it. Unlike the Xbox naming convention, there's no reason for that. Everybody should be playing on a 1080 right now. That's it. Like it's very simple. 360, 720, 1080.
But I am very excited.
Special edition Tony Hawk 900. How did they miss that? They could have sold millions of those.
I don't think there was a Tony Hawk game that was coming out when the 360 or when the Xbox One was coming out though.
They did the re-release of Tony Hawk 1 and 2.
Yeah, that was not when this console was coming out and naming it.
They still could have called it the Tony Hawk 900.
And that would only be with that one version that you bought. Because it has to be bundled with Tony Hawk. Otherwise, it makes no sense. Like, what?
It still would have made more sense than the Xbox One.
It makes more sense than Xbox One Series S. I don't even know which one that one is. I couldn't tell you.
Nobody does.
I think it's the lesser of the two. It's S then X. X is the better one. I think. I'm pretty sure.
All right. So once again, we always bring it back to Xbox not knowing how to name consoles. Because that's what we're here to talk about.
Perfectly fine consoles. I am not against Xbox as a console. I will state that. Like, I'm not.
I keep looking at their Game Pass. I want to cancel my Sony 100. One and get an Xbox just to have the Game Pass because it's a better system. It's a better. I forget everything they have set up is better.
I forget his name. I did see a tweet earlier from like the guy who's in charge of like Sony's like I don't know if it's the marketing or something, the PlayStation part of it. Yeah. He said PlayStation Plus has more value than Game Pass. I was like, you're fucking lying. You're fucking lying. Or he said something. Maybe it wasn't value. He was saying it was better in some way. He was saying it was better in some way. I was like, no, you're fucking wrong. That Game Pass.
Well, and
that Game Pass is amazing. Yeah. You're just wrong.
But yeah, he has to because he works for Sony. So he's got to believe the corporate lie. Yeah.
Or you could just make the lie a reality. You can just do that. That's also a possibility. You know, because you know what happens then? The consumers win.
That would be nice.
Hey, why are we twinning with the shirts here?
I don't know. Yeah, I went my Salmon Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah.
Oh, mine's orange.
Yeah. This is like a Salmon Amazing Fantasy 15 cover. Amazing Spider-Man shirt. One of my favorites. But yeah,
this is
kind
more
of
like
a funky red.
Oh, this is like the texture of a Nathan Drake shirt that he wears. It's like that texture.
Oh, okay.
I love that. I love shirts with that texture.
The Henley?
I think so.
Yeah, the long sleeve and then the 3 buttons.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. I think they're called Henleys.
Yeah, this one is oversized for me though, so you can probably see how it sits on me. It is even oversized for me.
Because it's what Nathan Drake wears in Uncharted, and it's what C. Michael Hall wears as Dexter.
Yeah,
Dexter was always wearing. He was always wearing Henleys.
The texture of them is my favorite. Oh, look, I'm rubbing my nipples again.
See, I told you.
Bringing it back,
all
baby.
the time, all the time.
All you. I wouldn't have wouldn't got there if you didn't. Yeah. You
I apologize, people. Shirt. I apologize.
Butterfly effect, baby.
That wraps up news of the week, so we can make this shit quick and get at what we're into. You want to go first or second?
Yeah, sorry guys for the short show. I'm a little injured, so I have to sit at a certain position, and I don't know how long I can sit in the position for. I'm all right now. So just letting you know it's my fault. It's my fault.
Hey, I'm gonna get out of here and go read a stack of comics. I didn't get to the comic books for over 2 months, so I got a grip. I got a grip of books out there to go read. So got a big old stack of comics.
Before I get into what I'm into, I'm gonna ask, like, is a grip a literal? Is that a term you just made up, or is that an actual term?
I mean, it's a term that people use for like a large amount of something. Yeah.
Even if you made it up, I'll be like, I mean, I get it. I get it. It's a good one. I never heard of that before. It's just
and it is. It is. I literally have a grip of comics right now. It's 2 months worth, so it's a grip.
All right. So what I've been into. I've been still going through the Judgment games. I've been doing as much side content as I can, like the side cases, because in Judgment, once again, you're a disgraced lawyer turned private detective. And you still have good ties with your previous, law agency. That was a little small one that you worked for, and you still have friends that you're still talking to. You're trying to solve this case, and now it's coming back to the case that disgraced you 3 years away. Like this new case is tied in to the thing that disgraced you, and something's looking a little fishy. And so far, I'm just past the halfway point. I think I'm on chapter 7 out of 12 or 10. I can't remember how many chapters there are. I want to say 12. That sounds more right. Yeah, I'm going through it. I'm making friends all over town. And when you make friends, awesome stuff happens. When you make friends with this one person who owns this restaurant, Wet's Kitchen, if you get into a fight or because it's a beat 'em up game, if you get into a fight with someone nearby Wet's Kitchen, a prompt will pop up on your screen about a heat move or an X move in these games. They're called X moves, where you press triangle and a cool cutscene happens. I will send you some after this, Bachman, directly, because you have a PS5. You click right on the video feeds from the PS5 messages, and they'll just start playing.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of them edited. And so this time you press triangle, and all of a sudden it's the guy who owns the thing throwing you a hot sauce bottle, and you have to press like a QTE, a quick time event, to get it right. And you grab the bottle, and you have that guy, you pour it in his face.
Nice.
And that's so you make friends around town. You make friends with a guy named Mr. Try and Hit Me. Pretty much you meet him in a thing. He's from that character, not that exact character, because he's like a progeny from the previous Mr. Try and Hit Me, from the previous games. They keep coming back. They bring things back from the other games so much. It's awesome. Like there was a guy called Mr. Try and Hit Me. Kiryu would have to try, and he dodges everything, so you'd have to get him kind of good with a hit. All you have to do is hit him one time, and you win this thing in a 60-second thing. But in this thing, if you do it, he becomes your friend in this game. Nice. So that's the whole thing, and he'll show up in fights randomly just to help fight the other guys with you, not for you, with you.
He's just a character that
yeah, there's an American Ninja guy that does the same thing if you become friends with him.
Michael Dudikoff?
No, Ryan Acosta. That's the character's name.
I'm a child of the 80s. I know who the American Ninja is. His name is Michael Dudikoff.
They're probably making fun. They're making fun of that a little bit, or they're making alludes to it.
I think he did 3 of those movies, 3 or 4.
Did he look dumpy in a ninja outfit? Because this character, they made him look a little bit dumpier.
No. Michael Dudikoff was in shape. That dude was. He was like
what
1980s.
Movie was he in?
Well, I mean, that's the main one, was American Ninja and American Ninja 2, and then
Best of the Best. I remember that one.
No, he wasn't in Best of the Best.
I don't remember it, but I remember the title and what it kind of was.
I'm trying to remember. There's another one that was like a Deadly Game knockoff, where it was 5 rich guys hunting people in the swamps of like Louisiana, and they kill his like Vietnam buddy because they like capture homeless people and then let them go from a Louisiana plantation, and if you make it to like this railway, you live. But if they catch you along the way, they murder you. And like they kill one of his Vietnam friends, so he goes and gets himself put in the game. And they had some weird name like the Pentaveret or something. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was one of those action movies I really loved as a kid because the action sequences were really cool. Fair. But it was like Running Man. Like each guy had his own like weapon set that he would use to go out and hunt people in the swamp. And literally you had to get past 5 murderers to like live, and they just always trap people and kill them. It was really creepy. But like I remember Michael Dudikoff was in that one. It was a great. Well, when I was a 13-year-old boy, it was a great movie. So I'll say that.
The same
like
guy that's lying about Bloodsport, is it?
No, that's Frank Dukes. The guy who was.
That's it. Yep, I reckon. Yeah, as soon as you said Frank Dukes, that's the guy's name.
Yeah, that's who Von Damme played in Bloodsport.
I'm using air quotes. This is my opinion because I don't know if this is legally binding or anything. Where you said, "Well, you got to prove it," then, and like I'm going to sue you for what is it? Libel. Yeah, fuck you. In my opinion, you're a lying piece of shit. I'll fight you.
Oh no, slander. Because isn't that?
You.
I'll sue you for slander. In libel, it's called in print. It's called liable.
Now
isn't that the J. Jonah Jameson line?
Face, bitch.
Yeah, he's like, that's the J. Jonah Jameson line. He's like, it's not slander. In print, it's called liable. Because he was lying about somebody, like Spider-Man.
Was that?
There's J. Jonah Jameson, like Spider-Man 2, I think.
Okay, I'll go remember which 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, he's like, I'll sue you for slander. He's like, you can't. In print, it's called liable.
That's fair. Yeah, fuck you, Frank Duke, bitch. Why go around lying like that, man? You won that clout, you little bitch.
People are crazy.
That's the name of this episode. Frank Duke's a bitch.
Yeah, so on his top 4 known for movies that pop up for Michael Dudikoff, it's Platoon Leader, American Ninja, Bachelor Party, and In Her Defense.
The Tom Hanks Bachelor Party?
Yeah, I think he was
I've never seen
buddy.
it, I know of it.
Yeah, 84.
Wait, there was a movie called Platoon Leader?
Platoon Leader, yeah, not
Platoon.
I was
gonna say, I've heard of Platoon
Leader. Yeah, I
Did you
quite
know
often Michael Dudikoff was in the knockoff or whatever the most famous action movie was, add or minus a word, and he's in a movie called that.
All right, Bachman, I'm about to blow your mind here. I'm about to blow your mind. This is a
Okay.
tangent. This is a wild tangent. Did you know there was an NES game based on Platoon? The
A Nintendo
movie
game?
Platoon. There was an original Nintendo game where you play through the
Whoa.
story of Platoon.
You don't play as Elias, do you?
I don't. I've never seen the movie, man.
Oh, wow.
I've seen the game on
Whoa.
YouTube, like things like people playing on YouTube. I'm like, oh, I'll be like, I know of the movie, so I never like thought it was weird that there was a Nintendo game about it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's one should definitely not be a game, but like we joke that Chris needs to see Fifth Element because like it's a
There's
good
a game. There's a PS1 game
movie.
on that.
But no, I'm telling you, if you haven't seen Platoon, you are lacking in your cinematics like knowledge.
I've also never seen any of the Godfathers to any of them. Like
you can watch the first one, you don't need the rest. But no,
Like-
Platoon, just look at the cast on the Platoon movie and realize like
I know
it's like I think fucking if I remember correctly in that movie, Johnny Depp never speaks English because he's the interpreter. So like he only talks Vietnamese during the whole film. Like it's freaking like my brain's stopping to name all the actors, but like Willem Dafoe is Elias, freaking Charlie Sheen,
Mhm.
one of those the acting brothers. Shit. Yeah, there's too many people that remember, but like that is one of the best war movies ever.
I know Charlie Sheen was in it.
Because like the whole movie is fucked up and it shows you how everything is wrong about war. Like that's what the movie is. It's like war is just the worst thing ever. Like that's the whole movie. It's so good.
Yeah, war. What is it good for? All right, see,
Exactly.
unlike Chris, I'm throwing him under the bus here. I'm actually going to give you a reason why I probably will never watch it. Unlike Chris, who will never give us a reason and probably will never watch The Fifth Element because he hates himself and he doesn't want to enjoy things that he knows he's going to like because he's weird like that. But I'm actually going to give a reason. I don't care about old war movies, man. I don't care about any of them. Yes, it's probably a great movie. I probably would enjoy it, maybe, but to get to the point where I'm sitting down, starting it, like that seems like I have to climb Everest just to get to that point. It feels like that. Like I have no interest in watching an old war movie. I don't have Godfather. I don't care about mobster movies. I don't give a shit about mobster movies.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good sequences in that one, but yeah, like between the two, if someone said, should I watch Platoon or Godfather? I'll tell you, I'd say Platoon. But then again, that's also maybe because I'm a kid of people that served in Vietnam. Right. So I don't know if I have it on DVD. Like if I had it on DVD, I would mail it to you so you could watch it. Cause like it's an amazing fucking film. And like maybe the coolest thing Willem Dafoe's ever done. Like he's fucking scary good in this movie. I'm looking at the Michael Dudikoff like his list of movies, and I cannot see the name of that one that I was trying to think of. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but there was a fourth American Ninja movie, so he did do American Ninja 1, 2, 3, or no, he did 1, 2, and 4, I guess. Oh, there it is. Avenging Force. That's the name of the movie.
Oh, and it looks like, speaking of Punishers,
the Pentangle.
Since I mentioned him earlier, guess who's going to be writing for Punisher coming this November?
Oh, we got a new writer? Who's that?
Friend of the show, David Pepose.
Oh, nice. Oh, Pepose is going to be writing Punisher?
Yeah, I looked him up recently. I saw the Punisher on his own website. I was like, oh.
He did do Jake Gallows. He got to write Punisher 2099 in that run of his Savage Avengers because they ended up in the 2099 future. So he has written technically a Punisher before, just not what people think of as the Punisher. So now he's going to get to do some Frank Castle, huh? Nice.
Looks like he already did Moon Knight, City of the Dead, that storyline.
Yeah, Moon Knight's the new one like he's just been working on.
Yeah, I'm just looking through it. I looked him up recently, and I was like, oh, he's doing the Punisher? No, it's coming out. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Congrats again to David. Yeah, like his resume just keeps getting more and more Marvel characters on it. Like they must like working with that kid, which more power to him. I'm so happy to see like he went, doing his own independent books to writing for Marvel and then getting another Marvel title and another Marvel title. You're doing something right when they keep bringing you back and giving you more characters. Because, most of the people we know that are working on, Spider-Man and Hulk and stuff, that's not the first book Marvel gives them. They give you like Moon Knight in a backstory. They give you something small to see if they can work with you. And then, at this rate, we might see David might eventually be on the main Avengers book. Like, it's possible. He wrote a team book for them already and they liked it. We might see him writing the actual Avengers title at some point. How fucking cool would that be? The guy that did Spencer and Locke. Like, awesome.
I mean, hopefully we can get him back on if he's going to be doing that. Like, hey, David.
I don't know. He might be big timing us at that point.
Hey, David, if you listen to this, I made you laugh, right? Come on, man. I'm coming. I'll make you laugh again.
I found it. So, Platoon cast: Charlie Sheen, Willem Dafoe, Forrest Whitaker, Kevin Dillon.
Whitaker, okay. I don't know who that is.
Kevin Dillon from Entourage. Something about Mary. The older brother.
Oh, the one with the teeth. Like, come on. He's the drama.
Yeah.
I never watched Entourage. Like, maybe when I was like in high school or something, an episode or two. I didn't really care for it. It wasn't that cool to me.
Tom Berenger, Keith David, John C. McGinley.
John C. McGinley?
Yeah, and he's an asshole.
That's the guy, Scrubs, right?
Yeah, it's his first, like, perfect asshole role. And then, a very, very young Johnny Depp. And, Tony Todd's in there. And it's an Oliver Stone movie. Like, it's...
Yeah, I know of it.
It's a
war movie. It's the genre, man.
Good.
It's not anything else. It's just the genre,
I'll tell you,
man.
It's not an enjoyable watch. Like, it's
that's also part of it. Like,
it's not an enjoyable watch. It's a war movie that's realistic, like Hamburger Hill. Not an enjoyable watch. Those movies are not fun to watch.
There's a movie called Hamburger Hill. Not enjoy. I know it's based on the Battle of Hamburger Hill. I know that.
Well, yeah,
but something called Hamburger Hill sounds so fun. It sounds like a Ronald McDonald and Burger Kings are having a war.
Yeah, if only.
I want to remake Hamburger Hill and make it Burger King versus Ronald McDonald.
The Burger King versus Mickey D's.
The Burger Army versus the Ronald Coalition.
Yikes. All right. So what else have you been getting
Bring
into?
back the McKids. Grimace is there with a battle axe.
Oh, Grimace. Big.
And those BK kids. Remember those in the 90s? There was one in a wheelchair. There's a blonde one. I remember she had a ponytail.
I don't remember.
There was a guy with weird glasses, like Burton in Star Trek or something like that. I remember it. They had some weird like kid characters. Bring them in it. Yeah.
Or not.
Holy shit, that is a memory I just brought up with those BK. I think I remember those from like the little tapes that you like they sometimes sold like or gave away like happy like kids meals or something, like like little VHS tapes like cartoons or something. And I think they like started up with them. I think Burger King at one point in time sold like Back to the Future some movies on VHS, and I think that's the copy I have as a kid.
I don't doubt it. I mean, Pizza Hut did the X-Men cartoons on VHS tapes. And that makes me think of I have a wallpaper. I have a wallpaper that pops up on my computer every once in a while that reminds me of it's a starting like select screen for a fighting game, but it's an artist did it and it's based on all of the mascots. So like on the screen that you're looking at, it's Wendy from Wendy's versus Ronald McDonald, but like they're called like they're called like the redhead versus the clown, but it's got like the hamburger helper hand. It's got the star from Carl's Jr. It's got, the Kentucky Fried Colonel. Like it's hilarious because it has like all the characters on the select screen from all the fast food chains. So and people would play that game if it actually existed.
That's the sequel to the movie of Hamburger Hill, because it's just Burger King and Ronald McDonald, and then the sequel, The Franchise Wars.
Yeah, the post-credit sequence is when the Taco Bell dog shows up and attacks.
And it all ties into Demolition Man when Taco Bell wins.
Becomes
the whole franchise wars. Unless you're in Europe, then Pizza Hut wins.
Yeah.
Because that's the difference in the European release of Demolition Man. Pizza Hut won the franchise war. I guess they paid more money in Europe.
I guess. The idea of every restaurant in the world being Taco Bell is so strange. That's the weirdest concept in that movie. Is that every restaurant is Taco Bell?
It look like they sold Taco Bell food. It looks like they just won like. All restaurants
every restaurant was called Taco Bell.
They sold different things. It's just I would hope so. I would really hope so. Hey, I'm going out. You want Taco Bell or Taco Bell? I don't know. God damn it! There's only one restaurant, woman, and you still can't make up your mind.
Yeah. Everybody's
favorite restaurant. I don't know. Man and woman always has that problem. We all have that problem. Man and woman. I'm always like, I don't know, man. I'm free. I could eat anything anywhere. Well, that doesn't help me pick out a place. Like, I know.
It doesn't.
Sorry.
It doesn't.
I'm
Yeah.
part of the problem. All right.
That answer doesn't help either. Yeah, you're right. What else you been getting into?
Oh, I'm keeping it short and sweet. Hot winded with not a lot said. I'm done.
All right.
That was a lot of words for not a lot of what I'm into.
For not a lot of stuff. Yeah, the show I watched with the guy waking up on waking up like tied to a canoe and then beaches on the shore of a country and you don't know how he got there is The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. Did you see
how
that
that starts?
So the new show, he wakes up on the coast in Marseille in France and he was like tied to a lifeboat and like he crawls ashore and he's in France now. And like you get a little flashback where like at some point he was on a boat and he almost caused a mutiny, but you don't know why. And now it's just Daryl walking around France.
All
like
right,
it's
quick question
so
about The
fucking
Walking
weird.
Dead. Was Daryl Dixon made up for the show, or was he from
Yes.
the comic as well? Okay, because I know there's some made up for the show, and there are some pulled from.
Merle and Daryl, the two brothers,
Mhm.
were made up for the show, had no counterparts whatsoever in the comics. They were fully created for the TV show, which is why AMC. That's why AMC's going forward with one of them because, well, Merle dies in like season 1, but Daryl made it all the way through the show.
You're wrong. It's mistaken.
And they own him.
Not season 1. He gets his hand chopped off in season 1.
Thought he ends up dead.
He shows back up in season 3.
Is it 3?
Yeah, with like a hook hand or something. Like,
right.
I just picture him saying, "I ain't your father, Daryl. I'm your brother." To bring it back to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, he was so good. But so now Daryl's in France, and he's apparently going to be escorting this kid who they think is like the new chosen one that's going to like John Connor survive or bring back the human race, but he has to like get him to a safe zone.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. The only reason why that was a John Connor and Terminator situation is because they time traveled and they knew he was going to lead the resistance.
Yeah.
They knew for a fact. So is there time travel in Walking Dead where they know 100% sure this dipshit kid is going to lead the resistance against zombies or whatever the fuck he's leading against?
A bunch of nuns in a monastery in France like find a 10-year-old and he's apparently really smart. So they're like, yep, he's the one. He's going to save us all if we can get him to here in northern France for some odd reason.
Yeah,
and then Daryl shows up and they're like, well, we need to get Daryl to take him there because we can't do it because we're a bunch of crazy nuns.
All right, Daryl, kill all the nuns. Keep the kids safe. He's an innocent in this. It's not his fault. He's smart. The nuns putting all that like fucking shit on him. That's bad. Like that means people are gonna try and kill him. Then
it's
for no reason. Thanks, nuns. Great. Religion's the enemy of another story. Great.
But yeah, it's just weird, but it's really well made. Like it was a very interesting first episode. Like I was entertained. Like it's an hour long, and I was like, okay, that wasn't when it got done. I was like, that wasn't bad. Like I'm interested to see where it goes forward, but it is just a strange premise, and it's like very much like, oh, well, HBO did really good with The Last of Us, so let's give Daryl a kid to carry along on a quest. It's copying that like they would have fake father figure, and here's a kid, and keep them safe.
Filming it when The Last of Us was coming out to know whether they both had kids way before they even come out, so they didn't know.
The Last of Us was already a video game, so it wasn't like they didn't know that story.
I knew The Last of Us TV show was going to be greatness. How many other people had faith in it though? Who didn't play the game.
Don't forget, AMC is the channel that took a shot on, we're going to do a zombie show every week.
Well, they were lied to. They thought they were going to be aliens who caused the zombies. They thought that's what it was. That's the only reason they took it on.
Everybody thought that wasn't going to work. And then it became the #1 watch show in history.
Except for AMC, because AMC is fucking stupid. Listen, studios, you are your own problem. Take yourself out of the equation. Hire people who know what cool things are, because you don't. You fucking don't. You don't know what cool things are.
And hopefully as
things uncool. Stop.
Hopefully as we're finding out this week, they're going to hire those people and pay them. Now that the writers have apparently hashed out a deal, and so only SAG-AFTRA is now on strike. So hopefully the strikes are about to end and more content, like more shows and stuff, will start being created again. But yeah, so I watched that on Shudder because I decided for the month of October we were going to get Shudder, so we started our 1 week preview. and then we're gonna have Shudder for the month of October. We're gonna watch. Me and Janet are planning on watching a new horror film, or a horror film, maybe not always a new one, but a horror film every night for the month of October. So I've added like 40 things to our queue. I started watching back through the 3 seasons of Creepshow that they've got on Shudder.
I have to. I mean, just for math reasons, I have to say you do know there's not 40 nights in October, right?
Did I say 40?
You said 40.
No. So we're gonna watch 30 movies.
31?
No. Well, we're gonna watch 30 movies where she gets to pick on the first, I get to pick on the second. We're gonna go back and forth. On the 31st, we watch Trick or Treat. Every year in Halloween, we watch Trick or Treat. No.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Every year.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Trick or Treat's a great one.
That's our annual watch. Every year on Halloween night, we watch Trick or Treat. So
I was about to say, like, did you not force her to watch that yet? Like, what the fuck are you doing with your life there, bud?
We have,
you love it like I do.
Yeah. We have Sam refrigerator magnets made by one-of-a-kind artists in frickin' Switzerland that I've had shipped across the country to go on my fridge. Yeah, we love Sam in this household. Sam is right fucking there. And his little lunchbox, too. Like,
and
Sam's watching over me.
In a Norwegian country, you know, of no discerning, no discerning difference between them, you know. Come and visit. We have good art. We have Sam. We make pins, you know.
They're all the hinterlands.
I'm starting to sound like Greta Grunberg.
But yeah, so got a bunch of stuff that I've been watching on Shudder. We've already watched a couple of movies, some good, some bad, which that's, you know, kind of the whole thing with horror. It's been nice too to go on there and find a bunch of the movies that I read about in Fangoria that you can't stream anywhere else. Some of the lower budget movies, like There's Something Wrong with the Children. That one was really good. Or actually, I think that one was on Amazon. But yeah, like a bunch of movies that like I haven't been able to find anywhere else, but they're on Shudder. So like, yeah, I added like 40 movies to our queue. So that's why
where you got 40. Yeah. And
so
you know the good thing about that, Shudder? The good thing about Shudder is because Netflix usually takes things away from horror month for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
All of them do. They all do.
Silly.
You fucking idiots. Amazon does it too. They all fucking do it.
Yeah. They
Stop
should be adding
being
horror
uncool.
movies. Yeah. They should be adding horror movies, not take them away.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so got a bunch of Shudder to watch, and then we've been watching a bunch. We're caught up on Ahsoka, which we watched the episode last night. The new one was really good. So getting to see Ezra fight was really cool. I like the little the naughties, the little turtle characters that they invented on the planet that Ezra's on. It's a cute little, like, you know, turtle in a shell character in a shell like dome doom buggy. Like, they're just cool looking little guys. I like the fact that, like, you know, it's like the new version of, you know, Ewoks or something. They're small, they're cute, they're cool, and they have like awesome vehicles.
Oh,
like,
they ain't got no vehicles.
Yeah. The Ewoks had like rope swings.
Well, I was saying porgs. I said porgs. I was like, wait, you said vehicles. Like, oh wait,
they got wings. The porgs can kind of fly, maybe. I don't know. Do we ever see one?
But we got legs. We don't call those vehicles, do we?
Yes, these are my vehicles.
Like wings and legs, same thing. They, you know, they're not vehicles. Vehicles are separate. You know, we're not like they're riding around on a Segway here.
Mobility devices.
But it would be adorable. I would like to see a porg on a Segway.
That'd be cool. I'm surprised they don't have more stuff
Disney,
with the porgs.
get on
they
that.
are cute. Yeah, they are cute. But yeah, other than that, still trying to keep up on my reading. Like I said, I got a stack of comics to read this afternoon now. I think I'm going to make it to 25 books by the end of the year. So like I'm doing fairly well on my Goodreads. And then went to the Warhammer store yesterday, picked up the new free monthly. So I got me a Hormagaunt. This will eventually turn into a bug. This is a Tyrannid.
Put it closer.
You know, got in a nice little box. You won't be able to see into the details.
Well, that's a little bit better. Otherwise, it just looks like a little spider web in between it. That's all I can tell. But that looks
it's a bunch of pieces on a card. But yeah, it was a free mini of the month. I got my buddy Colin to go down there and check it out with me. So we each got a Hormagaunt to put together. He got to build a Space Marine because he'd never done a figure before. He built and put together an Ultramarine with a flamer that actually looked pretty good. Like, you know, for a guy that has no, you know, art experience, like painting his first figure, like it looked pretty awesome. And then I took back the first free minifigure I got to the store, which I had based and painted, and then I got to paint him, or I had based and put him together. This is a Seraphon, which is like the lizard guys. So I did him in like a funky turquoise, and he's got like a bronze shield and a bronze weapon. And then on the base, the little green glass is actually broken glass from the dollar store. They sell bags of like colored broken glass for $1. And I thought it just looked
smooth broken glass, right?
I think it's been tumbled. Like, it's not sharp, but like it's not like smooth like a rock. But yeah, like It's basically like they're just breaking green Heineken bottles and tossing it in a bag and charging $1 for it. But
to be
it's
fair, as long as you
also
clean them, that's a good idea.
yeah, and I mean, if I can spend $1 on a bag of glass and use it as the basing material for like 50 miniatures, like I'm not against that. Like it works good for a fantasy character. But yeah, had a fun time painting that, and then talking to my buddy. Hadn't seen him for a while since we used to work at the state. Me and him used to have a podcast called The Next Element, and then he went off and got married and had 2 kids, and so haven't seen each other that often. So it was kind of nice just to bullshit with him. And now he's looking at getting a combat patrol, so I'm going to be finishing my combat patrol and be able to invite my boy over and actually do some Warhammer and actually play, which will be awesome because I haven't done that yet. And then the other ones I've been working on, for my combat patrol, actually doing some pieces for my Hell Brute, getting the actual word bearers red on. So this is like a rocket pack that goes on the side of the big kind of tank guy. And then
I get it.
I did I built these. I bought a dowel at Lowe's for like $7, and I cut it down to like 10 different roughly 4-inch pieces for handholds. And then I took a bunch of cuticle sticks, drilled holes the same size, and then used some wood glue to put them inside these so you can glue something easily to the top of it, and it's real simple to hold it and not have to have it like inside of one of the holders that are only meant to hold the base of a figure. And then this is the hammer that the Hellbrute can also have. He's got a bunch of alternate weapons. This one I don't have like the shoulder piece on it, so I can't use it really as an alternate weapon. This one is more for figuring out my color scheme because I'm doing Chaos Space Marines word bearers. So word bearers have red, and I'm going to end up doing a bunch of either I have steel or aluminum as a metal color to put on it. So I'm going to try that on one on each side to see what it looks like. Yeah, I got, let's see, the first 5 Legionnaires primed, and I've got all of them built. And then I have the Dark Apostle, the 2 Disciples have been primed, and they all 3 have like their first base coat of paint on them. So it's slowly moving towards having, I have 19 figures built, but right now none of their heads are attached and none of them have been finished painting. But
Hey,
they're all in the process.
I have a challenge for you.
Yeah.
I want you to have a full army. I remember you told me the other day, like they're done by like point buys. Like they're like you get more points you get, like there's the bigger battle.
Yeah,
the
a
biggest
full
one,
army, quote unquote, full army would be 2,000 points.
Do you think you can have a full army, the fullest, fully built, fully painted, before Henry Cavill actually makes a Warhammer 40K movie or TV show? I forget which one he's trying to do.
Ooh.
Before that gets put out and released, do you think you can have a full army done?
Well, I mean, I've got the Dominion box set behind me. That's got even more points in a Stormcast army than the combat patrol I have for Space Marines. So if I went Stormcast and then finished building up to a 2,000 point army, I would say yes, simply because I have to assume whether he's doing a movie or a TV show, the post-production special effects are going to take a while.
Unless the studio fucks up and rushes that like they normally do. Stop fucking up studios.
Yeah, see, because Games Workshop, like the Games Workshop, they're really like stringent on who gets to work on their characters, and that's why there's only been a few video games. They have a couple of cartoons, like animated series, on the Warhammer Plus app, but there's not much in the way of Warhammer content. There's almost nothing that's live action because Games Workshop holds onto that IP. So I think like if it was rushed by a studio and it looked like crap, I don't think Games Workshop would let them release it.
I don't foresee them seeing the amount of passion that Henry Cavill has in this and saying, no, we don't want that for our brand. I do not see like that. That's just easy money for you. That's just easy. Like, let Henry Cavill do it. He has the passion. He has the knowledge, and he has the fan favoritism. Just
for sure.
Let
for
it
sure.
do it. Just
like
it go, man.
He's a giant Warhammer nerd, and like, I've watched a bunch of interviews with him about it, and he said the only real problem is that he doesn't want to be like the one actor. Like, it's like, okay, if there's a movie about Space Marines, he wants to play one Space Marine. But if he plays a Space Marine, he can't play Eisenhorn, the one of the other big, like well-known characters in some of the books, who's I want to say interrogator, but that's not right. It's Inquisitor. Is a badass Inquisitor. I'm like on the 3rd novel about that guy. He's awesome. But he's like, if I play one, I don't really want to play the other, which I think it's funny. I think he should actually play one of the Primarchs because the Emperor made 20 Primarchs. Each Primarch is in charge of one legion of Space Marines, like one brand of Space Marines. But the Primarchs are all made out of the Emperor's DNA. So if he played one of the Primarchs, he could kind of, with facial prosthetics and stuff, if he played all of them, it would kind of work.
Yeah, this one's got a scar over his eye. That one's missing 3 teeth.
But I mean, like they're all based on the original genetic structure that the Emperor used, and so like Henry Cavill could play the Emperor and then play all 20 Primarchs, and that would be kind of cool because they do like refer to each other as brothers, and so it would be very strange. But like you'd have to have a really good like actual makeup team because some of them do. They look wildly different. Like one of them, Jagatai Khan, is literally like Mongolian. The one that runs the salamanders, they have obsidian black skin, not black like African American, but black like your phone. Their skin is that dark.
Was it Senior Chang from
exactly.
Community?
Yeah, there's a set of Space Marines from a certain planet that have that skin tone where it's literally like just no color at all.
Do they
just
mix
black.
the genetics with those people or something for the clones?
I'm not really sure how they do it because each Space Marine chapter, like they have, what do they call it? It's like the gene seed for that chapter of Space Marines. And so it's like genetic code that's been handed down.
Gobbledygook, just say that.
Exactly. For 10,000 years. Yeah.
It's what it does. Who cares what it's called? As long as we know what it does.
Because the Emperor said so. But yeah, like that's his big problem is he's not sure what character
Emperor
he wants
Palpatine?
to play. But yeah, having him in there, like, yeah, there's no way it won't be an amazing movie or show. I think I could have a full army before like release day.
Okay.
Whether it's a movie or a TV show. I believe
that's a challenge for yourself. There's no prizes. It's just to see if you can do it. It's a personal goal. Yeah. Personal goal for yourself.
Because after I do my combat patrol, because that's 19 figures, that Dominion box is basically 2 starter armies. So it's a Stormcast Elemental, which I want to play, and then a Orc army. And I think all told, there's like 62 figures in that box. So once I'm done building those, I think I'll be like 1/3 of the way to a Stormcast army. So yeah, if I go by like there's 3 magicians I want, a badass Lord Commander named Bastion Carthalos, and a dragon.
That's
like
a fucking name.
Oh yeah, and he's awesome.
What was it,
he's an awesome character.
What was it?
Bastion Carthalos.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Ooh, I want to write it. I want to do like a Spanish like warlord with that name.
This is how cool this guy is. So for the Stormcast, in the Age of Sigmar, the god Sigmar made this thing called the Soul Forge. So when a warrior dies anywhere in the galaxy, if they're a badass fighter, he grabs their soul, sticks it in the Soul Forge, and they walk out the other side in the gold armor of the Stormcasts. So then they can go out, fight, die again, and it just happens again. Their soul goes back in the Soul Forge, they come out, and each time they're a little less human. They're a little more like a gold automaton.
It kind of reminded me like Valhalla when the Great War comes, you come right out of Valhalla and you go to the war.
Yeah,
the Great War again.
And it's commentary on like the loss of humanity as you keep fighting. Every time you get, wage a war, like you lose a little bit of yourself. But one of the cool things about this character, so Bastion Carthalos was the Lord Commander of one of the armies, was out there kicking ass, and he kept not dying during fights. And so he hadn't actually been turned into a Stormcast Eternal yet. So after like the 3rd Great War, he just walked into the Soul Forge. He's like, no, I'm just going to go turn myself into a Stormcast. I'm not going to wait to die. I'm too badass. I won't die. So
I have earned this.
Yeah. So
if you think you can earn it by killing me, then do it. Yeah. Otherwise, out of the way.
No one could kick his ass, so he just walked his own happy ass into the Soul Forge and came out as a Stormcast Eternal. He's a badass character.
Got problems with what I'm doing? Didn't fucking think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to building because he's just so cool. Plus, he also has an awesome game mechanic. If he kills any figure during the round, at the end of the round, he fully regenerates all of his health. So if you don't kill him in one round and he kills any small character, he's back up to full health. So he's like fucking Wolverine. Like if you don't obliterate him,
not full,
like he's But he's close. But like, yeah, it's the only character I've seen that has like a regeneration mechanic like that in the game so far, and it just looks like it'd be mean as fucking hard as hell to finish him off.
That reminds me of Borderlands. Remember how, like in the first two, at least, I never played a third, so I'm assuming it's the same thing. When you lose all your health and you go down, if you can still shoot one thing as long as you kill one thing, you're back up.
Yep, you get back up. Yeah,
kind of like that. It kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, it's kind of like that mechanic, which I thought was cool. But yeah, like he's a character I'm looking forward to. Yeah, so I mean, I think. I mean, we know they're not filming anything yet, so yeah, I think there's a good chance I could have a Stormcast army ready to go before, Warhammer 40K the movie hits theaters. So yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that challenge. That's a good goal. That's a good one to work on. I like it. Yeah.
Mark it on the calendar. We don't have a date.
As cool as these little Seraphon guys are, yeah, I don't want to do an army of lizards. I like the Stormcast. I really enjoyed them, and yeah, I bought the box and the box. Yeah, it would be cool to do because they're basically like dinosaurs.
Aqua.
Yeah, they're like dinosaurs. Like there's some cool ones. But yeah, that's what I've been getting into. And so yeah, we still ended up getting an hour done. So we're gonna end this thing, wrap it up. Did you have any more words to the people, Willie?
Do you want me to have more words for the people? Because I can get some more words for the people. I can always find some more words for the people if that's what but you calling down the thunder. Be prepared for it though. That's all I'm saying.
Say what you want to say.
Wrap up your Willie. That's all I got.
All right. Well, and with that,
we don't need more people in this world. Safe sex. Abstinence if you have the strength for it.
Oh, well, self-flagellation if you don't.
Remember, we have over 8 billion people in this world. We don't need more.
This is true. There's enough humans. So take your time and be nice to a human today.
Don't be John and Kate
this week. We'll see you probably sometime next week for the next All Things Good and Nerdy. Bye.
Bye.